Numbers. Numbers chapter 15. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye come into the land of your habitations, which I give unto you, and I will make an offering by fire unto the Lord, a burnt offering, or a sacrifice, in performing a vow, or in a freewill offering, or in your solemn feast, to make a sweet savor unto the Lord of the herd or of the flock. Then shall he that offereth his offering unto the Lord bring a meat offering of a tenth deal of flour mingled with the fourth part of an hin of oil, and the fourth part of an hin of wine. For a drink offering shalt thou prepare with the burnt offering or sacrifice for one lamb, or for a ram thou shalt prepare a meat offering, two tenth deals of flour mingled with the third part of an hin of oil. And for a drink offering thou shalt offer the third part of an hin of wine, for a sweet savor unto the Lord. And when thou preparest a bullock for a burnt offering, or for a sacrifice in performing a vow, or peace offerings unto the Lord, then shall he bring with a bullock a meat offering of 3/10 deals of flour mingled with half an hin of oil. And thou shalt bring for a drink offering half an hin of wine, and for an offering made by fire of a sweet savor unto the Lord. Thus shall it be done for one bullock, or for one ram, or for a lamb or a kid, according to the number that ye shall prepare. So shall ye do to every one according to their number. All that are born of the country shall do these things after this manner. An offering made by fire for a sweet savor unto the Lord. And if a stranger sojourn with you, or whosoever be among you in your generations, and will offer an offering made by fire of a sweet savor unto the Lord, as ye do, so he shall do. One ordinance shall be both for you of the congregation, and also for the stranger that sojourneth with you, an ordinance forever in your generations. As ye are, so shall the stranger be before the Lord. For one law and one manner shall be for you, and for the stranger that sojourneth with you. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye come into the land whither I bring you, then it shall be that, when ye eat of the bread of the land, ye shall offer up an heave offering unto the Lord. Ye shall offer up a cake of the first of your dough for an heave offering, as ye do the heave offering of the threshing floor, so shall ye heave it. Of the first of your dough ye shall give unto the Lord an heave offering in your generations. And if ye have erred, and not observed all these commandments, which the Lord hath spoken unto Moses, even all that the Lord hath commanded you, by the hand of Moses from the day that the Lord commanded Moses, and henceforward among your generations. Then it shall be, if aught be committed by ignorance without the knowledge of the congregation, that all the congregation shall offer one young bullock for a burnt offering, for a sweet savor unto the Lord, with his meat offering and his drink offering, according to the manner, and one kid of the goats for a sin offering. And the priest shall make an atonement for all the congregation of the children of Israel, and it shall be forgiven them, for it is ignorance. And they shall bring their offering, a sacrifice made by fire unto the Lord, and their sin offering before the Lord, for their ignorance. And it shall be forgiven all the congregation of the children of Israel, and the stranger that sojourneth among them, seeing all the people were in ignorance. And if any soul sin through ignorance, then he shall bring a she-goat of the first year for a sin offering. And the priest shall make an atonement for the soul that sinneth ignorantly, when he sinneth by ignorance before the Lord, to make an atonement for him, and it shall be forgiven him. Ye shall have one law for him that sinneth through ignorance, both for him that is born among the children of Israel, and for the stranger that sojourneth among them. But the soul that doeth oughtly presumptuously, whether he be born in the land or a stranger, the same reproacheth the Lord, and that soul shall be cut off from among his people, because he hath despised the word of the Lord, and hath broken his commandment. That soul shall utterly be cut off. His iniquity shall be upon him. And while the children of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man that gathered sticks upon the Sabbath day. And they that found him gathering sticks brought him unto Moses and Aaron, and unto all the congregation. And they put him in ward, because it was not declared what should be done to him. And the Lord said unto Moses, The man shall be surely put to death. All the congregation shall stone him with stones without the camp. And all the congregation brought him without the camp, and stoned him with stones, and he died, as the Lord commanded Moses. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations. And they that put upon the fringe of the borders a ribband of blue. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of the Lord, and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye use to go a-whoring, that ye may remember and do all my commandments, and be holy unto your God. I am the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt, to be your God. I am the Lord your God. Numbers chapter 16. Now Korah, the son of Ishar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and On, the son of Peleth, sons of Reuben, took men. And they rose up before Moses with certain of the children of Israel, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, men of renown. And they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron, and said unto them, Ye take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Wherefore then lift ye up yourselves above the congregation of the Lord. And when Moses heard it, he fell upon his face, and he spake unto Korah and unto all his company, saying, Even tomorrow the Lord will show who are his, and who is holy, and will cause him to come near unto him, even him whom he hath chosen will he cause to come near unto him. This do, take you censers, Korah, and all his company, and put fire therein, and put incense in them before the Lord tomorrow. And it shall be that the man whom the Lord doth choose, he shall be holy. Ye take too much upon you, ye sons of Levi. And Moses said unto Korah, Hear, I pray you, ye sons of Levi. Seemeth it but a small thing unto you, that the God of Israel has separated you from the congregation of Israel, to bring you near to himself, to do the service of the tabernacle of the Lord, and to stand before the congregation to minister unto them. And he hath brought thee near to him, and all thy brethren, the sons of Levi, with thee. And seek ye the priesthood also? For which cause both thou and all thy company are gathered together against the Lord. And what is Aaron, that ye murmur against him? And Moses sent to call Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, which said, We will not come up. Is it a small thing that thou hast brought us up out of the land that floweth with milk and honey, to kill us in the wilderness, except thou make thyself altogether a prince over us? Moreover, thou hast not brought us into a land that floweth with milk and honey, or given us inheritance of fields and vineyards. Wilt thou put out the eyes of these men? We will not come up. And Moses was very wroth, and said unto the Lord, Respect not thou their offering. I have not taken one ass from them, neither have I hurt one of them. And Moses said unto Korah Be thou and all thou company, be thou and all thy company before the Lord, thou and they, and Aaron tomorrow. And take every man his censer, and put incense in them, and bring ye before the Lord every man his censer, 250 censers, thus also, and Aaron, each of you his censer. And they took every man his censer, and put fire in them, and laid incense thereon, and stood in the door of the tabernacle of the congregation with Moses and Aaron. And Korah gathered all the congregation against them unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And the glory of the Lord appeared unto all the congregation. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, Separate yourselves among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment. And they fell upon their faces and said, O God, the God of the spirits of all flesh, shall one man sin, and wilt thou be wroth with all the congregation? And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the congregations, saying, Get you up from about the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. And Moses rose up and went unto Dathan and Abiram, and the elders of Israel followed him. And he spake unto the congregation, saying, Depart, I pray you, from the tents of these wicked men, and touch nothing of theirs, lest ye be consumed in all their sins. And so they got up from the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram on every side. And Dathan and Abiram came out and stood in the door of their tents, and their wives and their sons and their little children. And Moses said, Hereby ye shall know that the Lord hath sent me to do all these works, for I have not done them in my own mind. If these men die the common death of all men, or if they be visited after the visitation of all men, then the Lord hath not sent me. But if the Lord make a new thing, and the earth open her mouth, and swallow them up, with all that appertain unto them, and they go down quick into the pit, then ye shall understand that these men have provoked the Lord. And it came to pass, as he had made an end of speaking all these words, that the ground clave asunder that was under them, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up, and their houses, and all the men that appertained unto Korah, and all their goods. They and all that appertained to them went down alive into the pit, and the earth closed upon them, and they perished from among the congregation. And all Israel that were round about them fled at the cry of them, for they said, Lest the earth swallow us up also. And there came out a fire from the Lord, and consumed the 250 men that offered incense, And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Eleazar the son of Aaron the priest, that he take up the censers out of the burning, and scatter thou the fire yonder, for they are hallowed. And the censers of these sinners against their own souls, let them make them broad plates for a covering of the altar, for they offered them before the Lord. Therefore they are hallowed. And they shall be a sign unto the children of Israel. And Eleazar the priest took the brazen censers wherewith that they were burnt, had offered, and they were made broad plates for a covering of the altar, to be a memorial unto the children of Israel, that no stranger, which is not of the seed of Aaron, come near to offer incense before the Lord, that he be not as Korah and as his company, as the Lord said to Moses, and as the Lord said to him by the hand of Moses. But on the morrow, all the congregation of the children of Israel murmured against, all the congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron, saying, Ye have killed the people of the Lord. And it came to pass, when the congregation, when the congregation was gathered against Moses and against Aaron, that they looked toward the tabernacle of the congregation, and behold, the cloud covered it, and the glory of the Lord appeared. And the glory of the Lord appeared, and Moses and Aaron came before the tabernacle of the congregation. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Get you up from among this congregation, that I may consume them as in a moment. And they fell upon their faces. And Moses said unto Aaron, Take a censer, and put fire therein from off the altar, and put an incense, and go quickly unto the congregation, and make an atonement for them. For there is wrath gone out from the Lord. The plague is begun. And Aaron took, as Moses commanded, and ran into the midst of the congregation, and behold, the plague was begun among the people. And he put incense and made an atonement, for the people. And he stood between the dead and the living, and the plague was stayed. And they that died in the plague were 14,700. Beside them that died, about the matter of Korah. And Aaron returned unto Moses unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the plague was stayed. Alrighty. The plague was stayed. after these things, Luke chapter 10, after these things, the Lord appointed other 70 also, and sent them 2 and 2 before his face into every city and place, whither he himself would come. Therefore said he unto them, the harvest truly is great, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he would send forth laborers into his harvest. Go your ways, behold, I send you forth as lambs among wolves. Carry neither purse, nor scrip, nor shoes, and salute no man by the way. And into whatsoever house ye enter, first say peace to his house. And if the son of peace, and if the son of peace be there, your peace shall rest upon it. If not, it shall turn you again. And in the same house remain, eating and drinking such things as they give, for the laborer is worthy of his hire. Go not from house to house, and into whatever city ye enter, and they receive you. Go not from house to house. And into whatever city ye enter, and they receive you, eat such things as are set before you, and heal the sick that are therein, and say unto them, the kingdom of God is come nigh unto you. But into whatsoever city ye enter, and they receive you not, go your ways out into the streets of the same, and say, even the very dust of your city, which cleaveth on us, we do wipe off against you. Notwithstanding, be ye sure of this, that the kingdom of God is come nigh unto you. But I say unto you, that it shall be more tolerable in the day for Sodom than for that city. Woe unto thee, Chorazin! Woe unto thee, Bethsaida! For if the mighty works had been done in Tyre and Sidon, which have been done in you, they had a great while ago repented, sitting in sackcloth and ashes. But it shall be more tolerable for Tyre and Sidon at the judgment than for you. And thou, Capernaum, which art exalted to heaven, shall be thrust down to hell. He that heareth you heareth me, and he that despiseth you despiseth me. And he that despiseth me despiseth him that sent me. And the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Notwithstanding, in this rejoice not, that the spirits are subject unto you. But rather rejoice, because your names are written in heaven. In that hour Jesus rejoiced in spirit, and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, that thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hast revealed them unto babes. Even so, Father, so it seemed good in thy sight. All things are delivered to me of my Father, and no man knoweth who the Son is but the Father, and who the Father is but the Son, and he to whom the Son will reveal him. And he turned him unto his disciples and said privately, Blessed are the eyes which see the things that ye see. For I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. And behold, a certain lawyer stood up and tempted him, saying, Master, what shall I do to inherit eternal life? And he said unto him, What is written in the law? How readest thou? And he answering said, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy strength, and with all thy mind, and thy neighbor as thyself. And he said unto him, Thou hast answered right. This do, and thou shalt live. And he said, willing to justify himself, said unto Jesus, and he, willing to justify himself, said unto Jesus, and who is my neighbor? Who is my neighbor? And Jesus answering said, A certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment, and wounded him, and departed, leaving him half dead. And by chance there came down a certain priest that way. And he went and saw him. He passed by on the other side. And likewise a Levite, when he was at the place, came and looked on him, and passed by on the other side. And by chance there came down a certain priest that way. A certain priest that way. And when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. And likewise a Levite, when he was at the place, came and looked on him, and passed by on the other side. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, had compassion on him, And he went to him and bound up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and brought him to an inn, and took care of him. And on the morrow, when he departed, he took out 2 pence, and gave them to the host, and said unto him, Take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay thee. Which now of these 3 thinkest thou was neighbor unto him that fell among the thieves? And he said, He that showed mercy on him. Then Jesus said unto him, Go, and do thou likewise. And it came to pass as they went, and he entered into a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha received him into her house. And she said, and she had a sister called Mary, which had sat at Jesus' feet and heard his word. But Martha was cumbered about much serving, and came to him and said, Lord, dost thou not care that my sister hath left me to serve alone? Bid her therefore that she help me. And Jesus answered and said unto her, Martha, Martha, thou art careful and troubled about many things, but one thing is needful. One thing is needful, and Mary hath chosen that good part, which shall not be taken away from her. First Corinthians 13. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and have not charity, I am become as sounding brass, or a tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy, and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains, and have not charity, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. Charity suffereth long, and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, rejoiceth not in iniquity, nor rejoiceth in the truth. Bearing all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Charity never faileth, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. Charity never faileth. Okay. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know, even as also I am known. And now abideth faith, hope, charity, these three, but the greatest of these is charity. Faith, hope, charity. These three. But the greatest of these is charity. Okay. Psalm 75. Psalm 75 to the chief musician, Altaschith. Okay. Altashith. Okay. A psalm or song of Asaph. Unto thee, O God, do we give thanks. Unto thee do we give thanks, for that thy name is near, thy wondrous works declare. When I shall receive the congregation, I will judge uprightly. The earth and all the inhabitants thereof are dissolved. I bear up the pillars of it. Selah. I said unto fools, deal not foolishly. And to the wicked, lift not up the horn. Lift not up your horn on high. Speak not with a stiff neck. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. For promotion cometh not from the east, from the west, from the south. But God is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. For in the hand of the Lord there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture, and he poureth out of the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth, shall wring them out and drink them. But I will declare forever. I will sing praises to the God of Jacob. All the horns of the wicked also will I cut off, but the horns of the righteous shall be exalted. Okay. I said I wanted to do that. Go back. See what we got. All right. So that was. I say 30. Was it 30 or 20? No, it's 30. Say 30. No, 39. So 2, 39, 40, 41. Just say 3 gigs. 3. So I need 3, 6. Okay. Say 3, 6, 9. So I need 9 gigs. Alright. We're about to find out. We's about to find out. Right, Shem. Right, Shem and Shem. All right. Inner city farmers markets. Inner city farmers markets. Produce from the hydroponic facilities. Produce from the hydroponic facilities or any other farming source can be sold to individuals or food cooperatives. Abandoned schools or factories could be converted into marketplaces. The bulk of the organically raised aqua products can be earmarked for regular chain and independent grocery stores or institutions. Black communities should reestablish the old farmers markets that were once available in every large city. Although most of them were raised in the early 1950s, some still exist. Detroit has the Eastern Market, and Baltimore has the Lexington market. Blacks are the major consumers at these markets, but the shops and food stalls are owned and operated by ethnics who have passed ownership down through several generations. As the majority consumer on a new mission, blacks have the capability of changing the game. They can either buy the owners out or open their own vegetable farmers markets around the hydroponic industry. They can either buy the owners out or open their own vegetable farmers markets around the hydroponic industry. The produce can also be distributed in open air markets set up on school playgrounds, parks, and other community locations. At the bottom line, the hydroponic gardening facilities would provide fresh, healthy, competitively priced food as well as business and employment opportunities within urban communities. Basic needs for this industry would be land, large abandoned buildings, water, electricity, equipment, water tables, knowledge of hydroponics, and access to millions of interested black customers. Vertically integrated bottled water industries. Vertically integrated bottled water industry. Strategy. Build businesses around dwindling necessary resources. Select majority urban cities with water plants and reservoirs. Acquire production plants and equipment for water purification and processing. Acquire technical expertise. Acquire container suppliers. Establish retail commercial office space. Acquire a fleet of vehicles and establish home delivery services. And food markets. An article in the Washington Post on July 17th, or on July 17, 2000, summarized the findings of a number of scientists and made the case for the viability of this potential black industry. The article said, one of the most severe crises certain to confront Homo sapiens in the coming decades will be the availability of fresh water. In recent years, various weather systems, droughts, and coastal hurricanes have demonstrated the vulnerability of our water supply systems and increased public demands, especially during emergencies. The growing demands and scarcity of drinking water makes it an excellent potential business for Black Americans. During the 1990s, the nation and the world suffered unusual water shortages. These shortages will surely worsen as a result of pollution, changing weather conditions, and overpopulation. Nearly half of the world's population lives under severe water stress conditions. Reportedly, the available drinking water in the world will decrease by 25% within the next 2 decades. Drinking water shortages will eventually come to America, and when they are due, what? And when they are due, when they do, should be due, the price of drinking water will increase dramatically. In Washington, D.C., residents have been advised during the past few years to not drink tap water. During the summer of 1999, both Virginia and Maryland imposed water restrictions due to drought. In North Carolina, drinking water was contaminated by a hurricane. Whether it is for pure survival or for a profitable business opportunity, there are other competitive advantages that Black Americans can have if we develop a vertically controlled bottled water industry. As stated earlier, to our advantage, we have highly concentrated Black populations near water systems and large bodies of water. Blacks also are the dominant public office holders in the 15 key cities. The industry has low capital and equipment requirements and few regulatory requirements. Finally, Black consumers could control this market with quality and brand loyalty. What is needed to start a bottled water business? Some of the equipment requirements for a medium-sized plant include automated distilling and filling equipment, plastic containers, delivery trucks, and access to a public water source. Regular public water can be steamed and distilled. The steamed or boiled water is then condensed, collected, bottled, and sold as distilled water. This industry can be divided into several levels. Distilled water can be marketed to grocery stores, commercial offices, airlines, and home delivery companies. In the United States, a record 2.7 billion gallons of bottled water were consumed in 1995. Everyone from street peddlers to airlines and hotels now sell or serve bottled water. In many restaurants, Water is served to customers only upon request, and many patrons ask for bottled water only. All levels of the bottled water business can be owned separately. All levels of the bottled water business can be owned separately or as a vertically integrated industry. Natural resources, water related industries. Criteria for developing key industries. Black Investment Corporation, Black Business Investment Corporation, Industrial Models for Black America, Industrial Models for Black America, vertically, industrial models for Black America. All right. I. Figure that out later. Okay. All right. That's what we're going to do. Industrial models for black, well, we say melanotic industries. Oh, for the melanotic. Okay, industrial models for the melanotic. Industrial models for the melanotic of the United States. All right. Vertically integrated leather industry. That's what the man says. Leather industry leather industry. 2, urban hydroponic farming. 3, produce from the hydroponic facilities. All right, from the hydroponic facility. Farm or other farming can be sold to individuals or food cooperatives. Abandoned schools and factories could be converted into marketplaces. The bulk of the organically raised aqua products, inner city farm, urban hydroponic farming, farmers markets. All right, bottled water industry. Vertically integrated. Let's get that vertically in there. Vertically integrated. Integrated bottled water industry. Bottled water industry. All right, ¿qué más? All right, then the next one, number 4. Vertically integrated vertically integrated sports industry. We all love some sports. All right. Build on racial and cultural niches. All right, we can do that. As stated earlier, though blacks have long dominated certain sports, we have yet to establish and dominate the ownership of sports-related businesses. The sports industry offers at least 6 levels of business opportunities. Because sports have always been a viable way for a black person to gain financial success, it is an ideal base upon which to build a vertically integrated order of black businesses. This industry allows blacks to combine 2 powernomics principles. First, dominate in business wherever we dominate in consumer population or where we control the raw materials. Second, create an alternative economy within black communities. Regarding controlling the raw materials in sports, be mindful that though blacks make up approximately 80% of the basketball players, 75% of the boxers, 50% of the football players, and 48% of the baseball players, the really big money does not go to the ones running or playing with the ball. The really big money does not go to the ones running or playing with the ball. The big money goes to those who own the industry's raw materials, the owners of the teams, the stadiums, and the professional services. Those who manufacture the balls, uniforms, and equipment also do well financially. The big money goes to those who own the industry's raw materials, the owners of the teams, the stadiums, and professional services. Those who manufacture the balls, uniforms, and equipment also do well financially. Over a half century ago, black fans were proud of the accomplishments of Jesse Owens, Joe Louis, and Jackie Robinson. How did the successes of the athletes translate to financial opportunities for black people? The success of Tiger Woods will influence thousands of blacks to play golf. Why not own golf courses and manufacture golf clubs and other related equipment businesses? The Williams sisters' successes are inspiring more blacks to play tennis. But why not own and control tennis-related businesses? The same could be said for a basketball success like Michael Jordan. The very same companies that manufacture these basketballs, tennis balls, and golf balls, and own sports teams and stadiums, will continue to own everything long after our sports heroes are just names in the record books. Think of the socio-economic benefits for the black athletes and for the race. If the athletes would negotiate for greater black business opportunities within the sports industry, in addition to their personal contracts, they could leverage their celebrity status to demand that black businesses be involved in every level of the industry. In building a black alternative economy within black communities, black athletes could negotiate for a black percentage of ownership in teams, the stadiums, concession contracts, equipment and uniform purchases, and the marketing and promotional budgets. Why can't black athletes leverage their presence in the various sports? Why can't black athletes leverage their presence in the various sports to create business opportunities for blacks in management, insurance coverage, players' pension programs, banking, accounting, legal services, and stock sales? The professional sports industry could be vertically integrated, just as it once was before integration. This would be a new behavior for black sports figures and would have a greater chance of a success if they decided to act as a group to champion black involvement in businesses at every level of the sports industry. What we got? What we got? All right, that's what. Okay, below are additional industries in which Black Americans can have competitive advantages based upon Powernomics principles. Again, as in the industries suggested above, only highlights can be offered in this book. They are presented here in abbreviated form as food for thought. Food for thought. Food for thought. Okay. Andale. Okay, got more. Okay, got telecommunications. Telecommunications and mass media. Basically everything. Telecommunications, mass media, music and entertainment. Strategic alliances. All right. 6:56. Put that right here. Stop at 30 minutes. What we got? Alright, can we squeeze out another recording? Alright, 43. Six. So we can squeeze out another. So 38. No, 39. Just say 39. 39, 44, 42. 39, 41, 42, 43. So 4. So that's 4. 4. Another 3, 7. So we just make sure we got 9 gigs. All right. Take this down. Okay. Do that. Go here. Put this here. Take this, put that here. Turn that off for now. All right, y'all. Got an aching body. We've got aches and pains. But we're going to get our movement on, our exercise on. We're going to get our exercises on. We got to move our body. Move our body so we can move our body. We must move our body so we can move our bodies. We're going to turn these lights on. We don't have no professional deal going over here with lighting and everything. It's 3 o'clock in Central Europe. Dun, 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 dun. AFN Network News. Take your jewelry off. As soon as they entered Samaria, Elisha said, all right, we're going to get set up here. They may see. So the Lord opened their eyes, and they saw, and behold, they were in the midst of Samaria. As soon as the king of Israel saw them, he said to Elisha, my father, shall I strike them down? I'm going to put this over here. He answered, you shall not strike them down. Would you strike down those whom you have taken captive with your sword and with your bow? Set bread and water before them. Put this over here. Eat and drink and go to their master. So he prepared for them a great feast. Put this right here. Drunk, he sent them away, and they went to their master. And the Syrians did not come again on Get ready for the show. Afterward, Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, mustered his entire army and went out and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria as they besieged it. Then we're going to put this over here. Shekels of silver, and the fourth part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 shekels of silver. Now, as the king of Israel was passing by on the wall, a woman cried out to him, saying, help, my lord, O king. And he said, if the Lord will not help you, how shall I help you? From the threshing floor or from the winepress? And the king asked her, what is your trouble? She answered, this woman said to me, give your son that we may eat him today. We will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son and ate him. And on the next day I said to her, give your son that we may eat him. But she has hidden her son. When the king heard the words of the woman, he tore his clothes. Now he was passing by on the wall, and the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth beneath on his body. And he said, may God do so to me and more also, if the head of Elisha, the son of Shaphat, remains on his shoulders today. Elisha was sitting in his house, and the elders were sitting with him. Now the king had dispatched a man from his presence, but before the messenger arrived, Elisha said to the elders, do you see how this murderer has sent to take off my head? Look, when the messenger comes, shut the door and hold the door fast against him. Is not the sound of his master's feet behind him? And while he was still speaking with them, the messenger came down to him and said, this trouble is from the Lord. Why should I wait for the Lord any longer? Chapter 7. But Elisha said, hear the word of the Lord. Thus says the Lord, tomorrow about this time a seah of fine flour shall be sold for a shekel, and 2 seahs of barley for a shekel at the gate of Samaria. Then the captain on whose hand the king leaned said to the man of God, if the Lord himself should make windows in heaven, could this thing be? But he said,
You shall see it with your own eyes, but you shall not eat of it. Now there were 4 men who were lepers at the entrance to the gate, and they said to one another, Why are we sitting here until we die? If we say, Let us enter the city, the famine is in the city, and we shall die there. And if we sit here, we die also. So now come, let us go over to the camp of the Syrians. If they spare our lives, we shall live, and if they kill us, we shall but die. So they arose at twilight to go to the camp of the Syrians. But when they came to the edge of the camp of the Syrians, behold, there was no one there. For the Lord had made the army of the Syrians hear the sound of chariots and of horses, the sound of a great army, so that they said to one another, Behold, the king of Israel has hired against us the kings of the Hittites and the kings of Egypt to come against us. So they fled away in the twilight and abandoned their tents, their horses, and their donkeys, leaving the camp as it was, and fled for their lives. And when these lepers came to the edge of the camp, they went into a tent, and ate and drank, and they carried off silver and gold and clothing, and went and hid them. Then they came back and entered another tent, and carried off things from it, and went and hid them. Then they said to one another, We are not doing right. This day is a day of good news. If we are silent and wait until the morning light, punishment will overtake us. Now therefore come, let us go and tell the king's household. So they came and called to the gatekeepers of the city, and told them, We came to the camp of the Syrians, and behold, there was no one to be seen or heard there. Nothing but the horses tied and the donkeys tied and the tents as they were. Then the gatekeepers called out, and it was told within the king's household. And the king rose in the night and said to his servants, I will tell you what the Syrians have done to us. They know that we are hungry. Therefore they have gone out of the camp to hide themselves in the open country, thinking, When they come out of the city, we shall take them alive and get into the city. And one of his servants said, Let some men take 5 of the remaining horses, seeing that those who are left here will fare like the whole multitude of Israel who have already perished. Let us send and see.
Now, so your super
So they
tractor
took
can
2 horsemen,
automatically
and
track
the
your
king sent
progress.
them after the army of the Syrians, saying, Go and see. So they went after them as far as the Jordan, and behold, all the way was littered with garments and equipment that the Syrians had thrown away in their haste. And the messengers returned and told the king. Then the people went out and plundered the camp of the Syrians. So a seah of fine flour was sold for a shekel, and 2 seahs of barley for a shekel, according to the word of the Lord. Now the king had appointed the captain on whose hand he leaned to have charge of the gate. And the people trampled him in the gate, so that he died, as the man of God had said when the king came down to him. For when the man of God had said to the king, 2 seahs of barley shall be sold for a shekel, and a seah of fine flour for a shekel about this time tomorrow in the gate of Samaria, the captain had answered the man of God, If the Lord himself should make windows in heaven, could such a thing be? And he had said, You shall see it with your own eyes, but you shall not eat of it. And so it happened to him, for the people trampled him in the gate, and he died.
Down to the front and over to the left side.
Chapter 8.
Last time in front.
Now Elisha had said to the woman whose son he had restored to life, Arise and depart with your household, and sojourn wherever you can, for the Lord has called for a famine, and it will come upon the land for 7 years.
And 2.
So the woman arose and did according to the word of the man of God.
Deep breath.
She went with her household, and sojourned in the land of the Philistines 7 years. At the end of the 7 years, when the woman returned from the land of the Philistines, she went to appeal to the king for her house and her land.
Good. Reach up to the left.
Now the king was talking with Gehazi, the servant of the man of God, saying,
Left foot out.
Tell me all the great things that Elisha has done. And while he was telling the king how Elisha had restored the dead to life, behold, the woman whose son he had restored to life appealed to the king for her house and her land.
Pull back.
And Gehazi said,
Last
My
time.
lord, O king, here is the woman, and here is her son, whom Elisha restored to life.
Exhale all the way down.
And when the king asked the woman, she told him. So the king appointed an official for her, saying,
Relax the head.
Restore all that was hers, together with all the produce of the fields, from the day that she left the land until now.
Hang.
Now Elisha came to Damascus.
Take a deep breath.
Ben-Hadad, the king of Syria, was sick. And when it
To
was
the
told
right
him,
side.
The man of God has come here, the king said to Hazael, Take a present with you and go to meet the man of
Loosen
God
up your
and
leg.
inquire of the Lord through him, saying, Shall I
Go to
recover
the
from
side.
this sickness?
Go to the
So
other side.
Hazael went to meet him and took a present with him, all kinds of goods of Damascus, 40 camels' loads.
Back to center, take a deep breath.
When he
Back to
came and
center,
stood
take a
before
deep
him, he
breath.
said, Your
Bend the
son
knee.
Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, has sent me to you, saying, Shall I recover from
Leg
this
is straight.
sickness? And
Something
Elisha
about
said to
your
him,
thigh.
Go, say
Take
to
a
him,
breath.
You
Need
shall
good
certainly
deep
recover.
breath.
But the Lord has shown me that he shall
Stretch.
certainly die.
Turn. Here we go.
And he
Turn.
fixed his gaze and stared at
Run
him
a
until he
stretch.
was embarrassed.
Something, something
And the man
about
of
the
God wept.
thigh.
And Hazael said,
Come on.
Why does my Lord weep?
Drive that back
He
heel
answered,
down.
Drive that back heel
Because I
down.
know the evil that you will do to the people
Down.
of Israel.
Coming up.
You will set on
Going up.
fire their fortresses, and you will kill
Going
their young
down.
men with the sword, and dash in pieces their little ones,
Up.
and rip open their pregnant women.
Center.
Exhale.
And Hazael said,
And over to the right
What is your
side.
servant, who is but a dog, that he should do this great thing?
Remember,
Elisha
knee
answered,
over the ankle.
Knee
The
over
Lord
the
has shown me
ankle.
that you are to be king over Syria.
Something, something.
Up with the toe.
Then he departed
the
from
toe.
Elisha and came to his master, who said to him,
Feel
What
influence.
did Elisha say to you? And he
Down.
answered, He told me that you would certainly recover.
Up,
But the next
toes
day
up.
he took the bedcloth and dipped it in
And
water
down.
and spread it over his face.
We're having some fun.
And Hazael became king in his place.
Left hand on the floor.
In the 5th
Left
year
hand on
of
the
Joram,
floor,
the son
left
of
hand on the
Ahab, king
floor.
of Israel, when Jehoshaphat was
Something
king of
about
Judah,
stretch.
Jehoram the son of
Keep your
Jehoshaphat,
thumb
king
up.
of Judah, began to reign. He was 32 years old when he became king, and he reigned 8 years in Jerusalem.
Right to left, left.
And he walked in the way of the kings of Israel, as the house of Ahab had
Tall.
done, for the daughter
Drop
of
it
Ahab
down.
was his wife.
Shoulder width
And
apart.
he did what was evil in the sight of
Go
the
right to
Lord.
power yoke.
Yet the Lord was not willing to
Hold in
destroy
place.
Judah for the sake of David his
Exhale
servant,
down.
since he promised to give a
Come
land
on
for him
up.
and to his sons forever.
Upward dog.
In his days, Edom
Stand tall in the
revolted from
head.
the rule of Judah
You
and
don't
sought
have
a
to
king
look.
of their own.
Go to play.
Then
Downward
Joram
dog.
passed over to Zair with all his chariots
Drive
rose
the
by night,
hand
and
away
he and
from
his chariot commanders struck the Edomites who had surrounded him, but his army fled home. So
Right
Edom
in.
revolted from the rule of Judah to this day.
Back to play.
Then Libnah revolted at
Do
the
a
same
push.
time. Now
Heart
the
rate's
rest of the acts
starting
of
to rise.
Joram and all that he did, are they not
Back
written
to
in the
back.
book of the Chronicles of the kings of
Down,
Judah?
down.
So Joram
Raise up
slept
the
with his
toes.
fathers and was buried with his fathers in the city of David. And
Change
Ahaziah
with
his
the
son
everybody.
reigned in his place.
Upwards toe.
In the 12th year of Joram, the son of Ahab,
down.
king of Israel,
Feet together.
Ahaziah the son of Jehoram, king of Judah, began to reign.
Raise the
Ahaziah was 22 years old when he began to reign, and he
knee.
reigned 1 year in Jerusalem.
Knee over there.
His mother's name was Athaliah.
Look
She
at
was a
that knee.
granddaughter of Omri, king of Israel.
Back to back.
He also walked in the way
Let's
of
do
the
our
house
push.
of Ahab and did what was
Tight, tight,
evil in
up.
the sight of the Lord, as the
Chest
house
up.
of Ahab had done,
Back.
for he was son-in-law to the house of Ahab.
Downward dog.
He went with Joram the son of Ahab to
Drive
make
you.
war against Hazael,
Feet
king
together.
of Syria,
Left
at Ramoth
leg
Gilead.
up.
And the
Toe.
Syrians wounded
Swinging
Joram,
through.
and King Joram returned to be healed in Jezreel of the wounds
No
that the
collapsing.
Syrians had given him at Ramoth, when he fought against
Yeah,
Hazael, king
something
of Syria.
Back straight.
And Ahaziah the son of Jehoram, king of Judah,
Come
went
on.
down to see Joram the
Here we
son of
go.
Ahab in
Back to
Jezreel,
play.
because he was
Back
sick.
to play. Push up.
Nice and tall.
Nice dog.
Chapter 9.
Back to play.
Then Elisha the
Down,
prophet
down.
called one of the sons of the prophets and said to him,
Oh yeah. Feet together.
Tie up your garments and take this
Raise
flask
that
of
right
oil in
leg
your
up.
hand, and go to
Swing it
Ramoth
through.
Gilead.
Runners
When
close.
you arrive, look there for Jehu the son of Jehoshaphat, son of
Big
Nimshi,
reach.
and go in and have him rise
Perfect.
from among his fellows,
Leg
and
straight.
lead him to an inner chamber. Then take the flask of oil and pour it on his head, and say, Thus says the Lord, I anoint you king over Israel.
Let's go
And
down.
open the door and flee. Do not linger.
Plank.
So
Push
the young
up.
man, the servant of the prophet,
Upward dog.
went to Ramoth Gilead.
First
And
piece
when
this
he
way.
came, behold, the
Back to
commanders
play.
of the army were in council.
Down dog.
And he said, I have a word for
Lead
you,
together.
O commander.
Raise that left.
And Jehu said, To which of us all? And he
Swing it
said,
through the runners
O commander.
close.
So he arose and went into the house.
Crescent.
And the young man poured the oil on his head, saying to him, Thus says the Lord, the God of Israel, I anoint you king over the people of the Lord, over Israel. And you shall strike down the house of Ahab your master, so that I may avenge on Jezebel the blood of my servants the
Do
prophets,
your push up.
and the blood of all the servants of
Upward
the Lord.
dog.
For the whole
Nice
house of
dog.
Ahab shall perish,
Downward
and I will
dog.
cut off from Ahab every male, bond
Feet
or
together.
free in Israel.
Raise that
And
right
I will
leg
make
up.
the house of Ahab
Swing
like
through.
the house of Jeroboam the son of Nebat,
Drop the
and like
heel.
the house of Baasha the son of Ahijah.
Present.
And the dogs shall eat
Lord.
Jezebel in the territory of Jezreel, and none shall bury her. Then he opened the door and fled.
Back. Come on.
When Jehu came
Run
out
his
to the
rose.
servants of his master, they said to him,
Blank.
Is all well?
Push up.
Why did this mad fellow come to you?
We're
And
doing
he
it
said to
home.
them, You know the fellow and his talk.
Downward dog.
And they said, That is not true. Tell us now.
Do you use it if
And he said,
you use the pause?
Thus and so he spoke to me, saying,
Hands up.
Thus says the
Swing.
Lord, I anoint you
Hands
king
up.
over Israel.
Swing it through.
Then in
Heel
haste
down.
every man of them took his garment
Where's
and
his
put it
warrior?
under him on the bare steps. And they blew the trumpet and proclaimed,
Straight in.
Jehu is king.
Good. Nice straight leg.
Thus Jehu the son of Jehoshaphat the son of Nimshi conspired
Let it
against Joram.
burn.
Now Joram went out of Israel had been on guard at Ramoth Gilead against Hazael king of Syria.
Let's push up.
But King Joram had
Make it
returned
pretty.
healed in Jezreel of the wounds that the
That's a
Syrians
dog.
had given him.
Last
When he
plane.
fought with Hazael king of Syria.
That's downward dog.
So Jehu said, If this is your decision, then let no one slip out of the city to go and tell the news in Jezreel.
Shorter with the bar.
Then Jehu mounted his chariot and went to Jezreel, where Joram lay there.
Nice and slow.
And Ahaziah king of Judah had come down to visit Joram.
We got knees up first.
Now the watchman was standing on the tower in Jezreel, and he saw the company of Jehu as he came, and said,
Right leg
I
first.
see a
Rally
company.
first.
And Joram said, Take a horseman and send to meet them, and let him say, Is it peace? So a man on horseback went to meet him and said,
Arms burning.
Thus says the king, Is it peace? And Jehu said,
Listen to that.
What do you have to do with peace? Turn around and ride behind me. And the watchman reported, saying, The messenger reached them, but he is not coming back. Then he sent out a second horseman who came to them and said, Thus the king has said, Is it peace? And Jehu answered, What do you have to do with peace? Turn around and ride behind me. Again the watchman reported, He reached them, but he is not coming back. And the driving is like the driving of Jehu the son of Nimshi, for he drives furiously.
Meanwhile, our shoulders are burning.
Make ready. And they made ready his chariot. Then Joram king of Israel and Ahaziah king of Judah set
what you
out,
can.
each in his chariot, and went to meet Jehu, and met him at the property of Naboth
Cross
the
knees.
Jezreelite.
And
When Joram saw Jehu, he said,
cross.
Is
Reach
it
up.
peace, Jehu?
Reach up.
He answered,
Reach up.
What peace can there be so long as the whoring and the sorceries of your mother Jezebel are so many?
Twist hand to knee.
Then Joram reigned about and fled, saying to
Take a break if you need.
Ahaziah, Treachery, O Ahaziah.
Round one.
Jehu drew his bow with his full strength and shot Joram between the shoulders, so that the arrow pierced his heart, and he sank in his chariot. Jehu said to Bidkar, his aide, Take him up and throw him on the plot of ground belonging to Naboth the Jezreelite. For remember when you and I rode side by side behind Ahab his father, how the Lord made this pronouncement against him. As surely as I saw
Just keep
yesterday the
moving.
blood of Naboth and the blood of his sons, declares the Lord, I will repay you on this plot of ground. Now therefore take him up and throw him on the plot of ground in accordance with the word of the Lord.
Bam.
When Ahaziah the king of Judah saw this, he fled in the direction of Beth-Hagan. And Jehu pursued him and
To the
said,
side.
Shoot him also.
To the side.
And they shot him in the chariot at the ascent of Gur, which is by
It's
Italy.
okay. It'll be all right.
And he fled to Megiddo and died there. His servants carried him in a chariot to Jerusalem and buried him in his tomb with his fathers in the city of
Do
David.
it. You can
In the
do
11th
it.
year of Joram the son of Ahab, Ahaziah began to reign over Judah.
Come on.
When Jehu came to Jezreel, Jezebel heard of it, and she painted her eyes and adorned her head and looked out of the window.
Cross.
And as Jehu entered the gate, she said, Is it peace, you Zimri, murderer of your master? And he lifted up his face to the window and said, Who is on my side? Who?
Cross.
2 or 3 eunuchs looked out at him. He said,
Cross.
Throw her down. So
Cross.
they threw her down. and some of her blood spattered on the wall and on the horses, and they trampled on her. Then he went in and ate and drank. And he said, "See now to this cursed woman and bury her, for she is a king's daughter."
Jumping jacks.
But when they went to bury her, they found no more of her than the skull and the feet and the palms of her hands. When they came back and told him, he said, "This is the word of the Lord, which he spoke by his servant Elijah the Tishbite. In the territory of Jezreel, the dogs shall eat the flesh of Jezebel, and the corpse of Jezebel shall be as dung on the face of the field in the territory of Jezreel, so that no one can say, 'This is Jezebel.'"
Checking on the kids. How's it going, kid?
Chapter 10.
Now remember,
Now Ahab had 70 sons in Samaria. So Jehu wrote letters and sent them to Samaria, to the rulers of the city, to the elders, and to the guardians of the sons of Ahab, saying, "Now then, as soon as this letter comes to you, seeing your master's sons are with you, and there are with you chariots and horses, fortified cities also, and weapons, select the best and fittest of your master's sons, and set him on his father's throne, and fight for your master's house."
doing this.
But they were exceedingly afraid, and said, "Behold, the two kings could not stand before him. How then can we stand?"
Oh, you're switching
So
up.
he who was over the palace, and he who was over the city, together with the elders and the guardians, sent to Jehu, saying, "We are your servants, and we will do all that you tell us. We will not make anyone king. Do whatever is good in your eyes." Then he wrote to them a second letter, saying, "If you are on my side, and if you are ready to obey me, take the heads of your master's sons and come to me at Jezreel tomorrow at this time."
Stitch. Tired.
Now the king's sons, 70 persons, were with the great men of the cities who were bringing them up.
We'll be here.
And as soon as the letter came to them, they took the king's sons and slaughtered them, 70 persons, and put their heads in baskets and sent them to him at Jezreel. When the messenger came and told him, "They have brought the heads of the king's sons,"
Now, if
he
you're really
said,
feeling exhausted here,
"Lay them in 2 heaps at the entrance of the gate until the morning."
the arms hang.
Then in the morning, when he went out, he stood and said to all the people,
Strong.
Oh, we're just doing
"You are innocent. It was I who conspired against my master and killed him. But who struck down all these? Know then that there shall fall to the earth nothing in the word of the Lord, which the Lord spoke concerning the house of Ahab, for the Lord has done what he said by his servant Elijah." So Jehu struck down all who remained of the house of Ahab in Jezreel, all his great men and his close friends and his priests, until he left him none remaining. Then he set out and went to Samaria. On the way, when he was at Beth-Eked of the shepherds, Jehu met the relatives of Ahaziah, king of Judah, and he said, "Who are you?" And they answered, "We are the relatives of Ahaziah, and we came down to visit the royal princes and the sons of the queen mother." He said, "Take them alive." And they took them alive and slaughtered them at the pit of Beth-Eked, 42 persons, and he spared none of them.
Every time.
And when he departed from there, he met Jehonadab the son of Rechab coming to meet him.
Leave those arms alone.
And he greeted him and said to him, "Is your heart true to my heart as mine is to yours?"
Do this.
And Jehonadab answered, "It is."
Better to move
Jehu
a little.
said,
Stop altogether.
"If it is, give me your hand." So he gave him his hand,
Fast feet next.
and Jehu took him up with him into the chariot. And he said,
Here we go.
"Come with me and see my zeal for the Lord." So he had him ride in his chariot. And when he came to Samaria, he struck down all who remained to Ahab in Samaria, till he had wiped them out, according to the word of the Lord that he spoke to Elijah. Then Jehu assembled all the people and said to them, "Ahab served Baal a little, but Jehu will serve him much. Now therefore call to me all the prophets of Baal, all his worshippers and all his priests. Let none be missing, for I have a great sacrifice to offer to Baal. Whoever is missing shall not live."
Stay busy.
But Jehu did it with cunning in order to destroy the worshippers of Baal. And Jehu ordered, "Sanctify a solemn assembly for Baal." So they proclaimed it. And Jehu sent throughout all Israel, and all the worshippers of Baal came, so that there was not a man left who did not come. And they entered the house of Baal, and the house of Baal was filled from one end to the other.
Guys ready?
He said to him who was in charge of the wardrobe,
every little bit
"Bring out
counts.
the vestments for all the worshippers of Baal." So he brought out the vestments for them.
Breathe.
Then Jehu went into the house of Baal with Jehonadab the son of Rechab. And he said to the worshippers of Baal,
Everything counts.
search and see that there is no servant of the Lord here among you, but only the worshippers of Baal. Then they went in to offer sacrifices and burnt offerings.
Keep breathing.
Now Jehu had stationed 80 men outside and said, the man who allows any of those whom I give into your hands to escape shall forfeit his life. So as soon as he had made an end of offering the burnt offering, Jehu said to the guard and to the officers, go in and strike them down, let not a man escape. So when they put them to the sword, the guard and the officers cast them out and went into the inner room of the house of Baal. And they brought out the pillar that was in the house of Baal and burned it. And they demolished the pillar of Baal and demolished the house of Baal and made it a latrine to this day.
That's right.
Thus Jehu wiped out Baal from Israel. But Jehu did not turn aside from the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, which he made Israel to sin, that is, the golden calves that were in Bethel and in Dan.
Nice and soft.
And the Lord said to Jehu,
You're gonna have to hop.
because you have done well in carrying out what is right in my eyes, and have done to the house of Ahab according to all that was in my heart, your sons of the fourth generation shall sit on the throne of Israel.
2, 1.
But Jehu was not careful to walk in the law of the Lord, the God of Israel, with all his heart.
Towel off.
He did not turn from the sins of Jeroboam, which he made Israel to sin. In those days the Lord began to cut off parts of Israel. Hazael defeated them throughout the territory of Israel,
Time out.
from the Jordan eastward, all the land of Gilead, the Gadites and the Reubenites and the Manassites, from Aroer, which is by the valley of the Arnon, that is Gilead and Bashan.
We do front right.
Now the rest of the acts of Jehu and all that he did, and all his might, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel?
Hands are up.
I know.
So Jehu slept with his fathers, and they buried him in Samaria. And Jehoahaz, his son, reigned in his place.
Just
The time that Jehu reigned over Israel in Samaria was 28 years.
Keep that hand up. Right hand up.
kick.
Sometimes your hand will drop. Good.
Chapter 11. Now when Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead, she arose and destroyed all the royal family.
2.
But Jehosheba, the daughter of King Joram, sister of Ahaziah, took Joash the son of Ahaziah and stole him away from among the king's sons who were being put to death, and she put him and his nurse in a bedroom. Thus they hid him from Athaliah so that he was not put to death.
Cardio.
And he remained with her 6 years, hidden in the house of the Lord, while Athaliah reigned over the land.
You can't do
But in the
one thing
7th year,
without doing
Jehoiada sent and brought the captains of the Kerites and of the guards, and had them come to him in the house of the Lord. And he made a covenant with them, and put them under oath in the house of the Lord. And he showed them the king's son. And he commanded them, this is the thing that you shall do. 1/3 of you, those who come off duty on the Sabbath and guard the king's house, another third being at the gate Sur, and a third at the gate behind the guard, shall guard the palace. And the 2 divisions of you, which come on duty in force on the Sabbath and guard the house of the Lord on behalf of the king, shall surround the king, each with his weapons in his hand, and whoever approaches the ranks is to be put to death. Be with the king when he goes out and when he comes in. The captains did according to all that Jehoiada the priest commanded, and they each brought his men who were to go off duty on the Sabbath, with those who were to come on duty on the Sabbath. And they came to Jehoiada the priest. And the priest gave to the captains the spears and shields that had been King David's, which were in the house of the Lord. And the guards stood, every man with his weapons in his hand, from the south side of the house to the north side of the house, around the altar and the house on behalf of the king.
Going to sidekicks.
Then he brought out the king's son, and put the crown on him, and gave him the testimony.
All the way to here.
And they proclaimed him king, and anointed him. And they clapped their hands, and said, Long live the king! When Athaliah heard the noise of the guard and of the people, she went into the house of the Lord to the
Go
people.
high right now.
And when she looked, there was the king standing by the pillar, according to the custom, and the captains and the trumpeters beside the king, and all the people of the land rejoicing and blowing trumpets. And Athaliah tore her clothes and cried, Treason! Treason!
Treason.
Then Jehoiada the priest
Treason.
commanded the captains who were set over the army,
Good elbows around. You got
bring her
five
out between the ranks and put to death with the sword anyone who follows her.
weights on the right.
For the priest said, let her not be put to death in the house of the Lord. So they laid hands on her, and she went through the horses' entrance to the king's house, and there she was put to death.
How you doing?
And Jehoiada made a covenant between the Lord and the king and people, that they should be the Lord's people, and also between the king and the people.
More sweat.
Then all the people of the land went to the house of Baal and tore it down. His altars and his images they broke in pieces, and they killed Mattan, the priest of Baal, before the altars.
Left
And
leg.
the priest posted watchmen over the house of the Lord.
Go.
And he took the captains, the Kerites, the guards, and all the people of the land, and they brought the king down from the house of the Lord, marching through the gate of the guards to the king's house.
Keep those elbows in.
And he took his seat on the throne of the kings. So all the people of the land rejoiced, and the city was quiet after Athaliah had been put to death with the sword at the king's house. Jehoash was 7 years old when he began to reign.
You're not burning calories. You're burning a hell of a lot of calories. Good. We're going to front left kick now. Ready, set.
Chapter 12.
Right leg forward, left leg back.
In the
Hands are up.
7th year of Jehu, Jehoash began to reign, and he reigned 40 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Zibiah of Beersheba. And Jehoash did what was right in the eyes of the Lord all his days, because Jehoiada the priest instructed him. Nevertheless, the high places were not taken away. The people continued to sacrifice and make offerings on the high places. Jehoash said to the priests, all the money of the holy things that is brought into the house of the Lord, the money for which each man is assessed, the money from the assessment of persons, and the money that a man's heart prompts him to bring into the house of the Lord, let the priests take, each from his donor, and let them repair the house wherever any need of repairs is discovered.
Boom, it takes a lot of energy to lift that heel off the
But by the 23rd year of King Jehoash, the priests had made no repairs on the house. Therefore King Jehoash summoned Jehoiada the priest and the other priests and said to them,
Good form.
why are you not repairing the house? Now therefore take no more money from your
Pick it
donors,
up.
but hand it over for the repair of the house.
2, 1.
So the priests agreed that they should take no more money from the people, and that they should not repair the house.
Don't bend down.
Then Jehoiada the priest took a chest and bored a hole in the lid of it, and set it beside the altar on the right side as one entered the house of the Lord. And the priests who guarded the threshold put in it all the money that was brought into the house of the Lord. And whenever they saw that there was much money in the chest, the king's secretary and the high priest came up, and they bagged and counted the money that was found in the house of the Lord.
Arms, guys.
Then they would give the money that was weighed out into the hands of the workmen who had the oversight of the house of the Lord.
My mistake. My
And they
mistake.
paid it out to the carpenters and the builders who worked on the house of the Lord, and to the masons and the stone cutters, as well as to buy timber and quarried stone for making repairs on the house of the Lord, and for any outlay for the repairs of the house. But there were not made for the house of the Lord basins of silver, snuffers, bowls, trumpets, or any vessels of gold or of silver from the money that was brought into the house of the Lord, for that was given to the workmen who were repairing the house of the Lord with it.
Oh, somebody's getting tired.
And they did not ask for an accounting from the men into whose hand they delivered the money to pay out to the workmen, for they dealt honestly. The money from the guilt offerings and the money from the sin offering was not brought into the house of the Lord. It belonged to the priests.
That's important. Just kick
At that time, Hazael, king of Syria, went up and fought against Gath and took it. But when Hazael set his face to go up against Jerusalem, Jehoash, king of Judah, took all the sacred gifts that Jehoshaphat and Jehoram and Ahaziah his father, the kings of Judah, had dedicated, and his own sacred gifts, and all the gold that was found in the treasuries of the house of the Lord and of the king's house,
left front.
and sent these to Hazael, king of Syria. Then Hazael went away from Jerusalem.
Jab, cross.
Now the rest of the acts of Joash and all that he did,
Take your time.
are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah?
Don't hyperextend those elbows.
His servants arose and made a conspiracy, and struck down Joash in the house of Millo, and the way that goes down to Silla. It was Josachar the son of Shimeah, and Jehozabad the son of Shomer, his servants, who struck him down so that he died.
Jab, drive it.
And they buried him with his fathers in the city of David. And Amaziah his son reigned in his
Switch
place.
sides. Switch legs. Here we go. Right forward, left back. Hands are up. Drive it.
Chapter 13.
Drive that hip. Jab, drive that head.
In the
Hands up.
23rd year of Joash, the son of Ahaziah, king of Judah, Jehoahaz, the son of Jehu, began to reign over Israel in Samaria, and he reigned 17 years. He did what was evil in the sight of the Lord, and followed the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, which he made Israel to sin. He did not depart from them. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he gave them continually into the hand of Hazael, king of Syria, and into the hand of Benhadad, the son of Hazael. Then Jehoahaz sought the favor of the Lord, and the Lord listened to him, for he saw the oppression of Israel, how the king of Syria oppressed them. Therefore the Lord gave Israel a savior, so that they escaped from the hand of the Syrians, and the people of Israel lived in their homes as formerly. Nevertheless, they did not depart from the sins of the house of Jeroboam, which he made Israel to sin, but walked in them. And the Asherah also remained in Samaria. For there was not left to Jehoahaz an army of more than 50 horsemen and 10 chariots and 10,000 footmen. For the king of Syria had destroyed them and made them like the dust at threshing. Now the rest of the acts of Jehoahaz and all that he did, and his might, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? So Jehoahaz slept with his fathers, and they buried him in Samaria. And Joash his son reigned in his place. In the 37th year of Joash, king of Judah, Jehoash, the son of Jehoahaz, began to reign over Israel in Samaria, and he reigned 16 years. He also did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. He did not depart from all the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, which he made Israel to sin, but he walked in them. Now the rest of the acts of Joash and all that he did, and the might with which he fought against Amaziah king of Judah, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? So Joash slept with his fathers, and Jeroboam sat on his throne. And Joash was buried in Samaria with the kings of Israel. Now when Elisha had fallen sick with the illness of which he was to die, Joash king of Israel went down to him and wept before him, crying, my father, the chariots of Israel and its horsemen. And Elisha said to him, take a bow and arrows. So he took a bow and arrows. Then he said to the king of Israel, draw the bow. And he drew it. And Elisha laid his hands on the king's hand. And he said, open the window eastward. And he opened it. Then Elisha said, shoot. And he shot. And he said, the Lord's arrow of victory, the arrow of victory over Syria. For you shall fight the Syrians in Aphek until you have made an end of it. And he said, take the arrows. And he took them. And he said to the king of Israel, strike the ground with them. And he struck 3 times and stopped. Then the man of God was angry with him and said, you should have struck 5 or 6 times. Then you would have struck down Syria until you had made an end of it. But now you will strike down Syria only 3 times. So Elisha died, and they buried him. Now bands of Moabites used to invade the land in the spring of the year. And as a man was being buried, behold, a marauding band was seen, and the man was thrown into the grave of Elisha. And as soon as the man touched the bones of Elisha, he revived and stood on his feet. Now Hazael king of Syria oppressed Israel all the days of Jehoahaz. But the Lord was gracious to them and had compassion on them, and he turned toward them because of his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and would not destroy them, nor has he cast them from his presence until now. When Hazael king of Syria died, Benhadad his son became king in his place. Then Jehoash the son of Jehoahaz took again from Benhadad the son of Hazael the cities that he had taken from Jehoahaz his father in war. 3 times Joash defeated him and recovered the cities of Israel. Chapter 14. In the 2nd year of Joash the son of Joahaz, king of Israel, Amaziah the son of Joash, king of Judah, began to reign. He was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 29 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Jehoaddan of Jerusalem. And he did what was right in the eyes of the Lord, yet not like David his father. He did in all things as Joash his father had done.
Drop the sword.
The high places were not removed. The people still sacrificed and made offerings on the high places. And as soon as the royal power was firmly in his hand, he struck down his servants who had struck down the king, his father. But he did not put to death the children of the murderers, according to what is written in the book of the law of Moses, where the Lord commanded, "Fathers shall not be put to death because of their children, nor shall children be put to death because of their fathers, but each one shall die for his own sin." He struck down 10,000 Edomites in the Valley of Salt, and took Selah by storm, and called it Joktheel, which is its name to this day. Then Amaziah sent messengers to Jehoash, the son of Jehoahaz, son of Jehu, king of Israel, saying, "Come, let us look one another in the face." And Jehoash, king of Israel, sent word to Amaziah, king of Judah, "A thistle on Lebanon sent to a cedar on Lebanon, saying, 'Give your daughter to my son for a wife.' And a wild beast of Lebanon passed by and trampled down the thistle. You have indeed struck down Edom, and your heart has lifted you up. Be content with your glory and stay at home. For why should you provoke trouble so that you fall, you and Judah with you?" But Amaziah would not listen. So Jehoash, king of Israel, went up, and he and Amaziah, king of Judah, faced one another in battle at Bethshemesh, which belongs to Judah. And Judah was defeated by Israel, and every man fled to his home. And Jehoash, king of Israel, captured Amaziah, king of Judah, the son of Jehoash, son of Ahaziah, at Bethshemesh, and came to Jerusalem and broke down the wall of Jerusalem for 400 cubits, from the Ephraim gate to the corner gate. And he seized all the gold and silver and all the vessels that were found in the house of the Lord and in the treasuries of the king's house, also hostages, and he returned to Samaria. Now the rest of the acts of Jehoash that he did, and his might, and how he fought with Amaziah, king of Judah, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? And Jehoash slept with his fathers, and was buried in Samaria with the kings of Israel. And Jeroboam his son reigned in his place. Amaziah the son of Joash, king of Judah, lived 15 years after the death of Jehoash, son of Jehoahaz, king of Israel. Now the rest of the deeds of Amaziah, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And they made a conspiracy against him in Jerusalem, and he fled to Lachish. But they sent after him to Lachish and put him to death there. And they brought him on horses, and he was buried in Jerusalem with his fathers in the city of David. And all the people of Judah took Azariah, who was 16 years old, and made him king instead of his father Amaziah. He built Elath and restored it to Judah, after the king slept with his fathers. In the 15th year of Amaziah the son of Joash, king of Judah, Jeroboam the son of Joash, king of Israel, began to reign in Samaria, and he reigned 41 years. And he did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. He did not depart from all the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, which he made Israel to sin. He restored the border of Israel from Lebo Hamath as far as the sea of the Arabah, according to the word of the Lord, the God of Israel, which he spoke by his servant Jonah the son of Amittai, the prophet, who was from Gath-hepher. For the Lord saw that the affliction of Israel was very bitter, for there was none left, bond or free, and there was none to help Israel. But the Lord had not said that he would blot out the name of Israel from under heaven. So he saved them by the hand of Jeroboam the son of Joash. Now the rest of the acts of Jeroboam and all that he did, and his might, how he fought, and how he restored Damascus and Hamath to Judah in Israel, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? And Jeroboam slept with his fathers, the kings of Israel, and Zechariah his son reigned in his place.
Just like that, behind the head. Can you see me?
Chapter
Not all the
15.
way, part way. Thumbs
In the
support the
27th year of Jeroboam, king of Israel, Azariah the son of Amaziah, king of Judah, began to reign.
10 times. You guys ready?
He was 16 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 52 years in Jerusalem.
You stop reading during that.
His mother's name was Jechaliah of Jerusalem.
6. Get those
And he
elbows.
did what was right in the eyes of the Lord, according to all that his father Amaziah had done.
And 10. Good. Relax
Nevertheless, the high places were not taken away. The people still sacrificed and made offerings on the high places. And the Lord touched the king so that he was a leper to the day of his death, and he lived in a separate house. And Jotham the king's son was over the household, governing the people of the land. Now the rest of the acts of Azariah and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And Azariah slept with his fathers, and they buried him with his fathers in the city of David, and Jotham his son reigned in his place. In the 38th year of Azariah king of Judah, Zechariah the son of Jeroboam reigned over Israel in Samaria 6 months. And he did what was evil in the sight of the Lord, as his fathers had done. He did not depart from the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, which he made Israel to sin. Shallum the son of Jabesh conspired against him, and struck him down at Ibleam, and put him to death, and reigned in his place. Now the rest of the deeds of Zechariah, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. This was the promise of the Lord that he gave to Jehu. Your sons shall sit on the throne of Israel to the 4th generation. And so it came to pass. Shallum the son of Jabesh began to reign in the 39th year of Uzziah king of Judah, and he reigned 1 month in Samaria. Then Menahem the son of Gadai came up from Tirzah and came to Samaria. And he struck down Shallum the son of Jabesh in Samaria, and put him to death, and reigned in his place. Now the rest of the deeds of Shallum and the conspiracy that he made, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. At that time Menahem sacked Tiphsah, and all who were in it and its territory from Tirzah on, because they did not open it to him. Therefore he sacked it, and he ripped open all the women in it who were pregnant. In the 39th year of Azariah king of Judah, Menahem the son of Gadai began to reign over Israel, and he reigned 10 years in Samaria. And he did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. He did not depart all his days from all the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, which he made Israel to sin. Pul, the king of Assyria, came against the land, and Menahem gave Pul 1,000 talents of silver, that he might help him to confirm his hold on the royal power. Menahem exacted the money from Israel, that is, from all the wealthy men, 50 shekels of silver from every man, to give to the king of Assyria. So the king of Assyria turned back and did not stay there in the land. Now the rest of the deeds of Menahem and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? And Menahem slept with his father, and Pekahiah his son reigned in his place. In the 50th year of Azariah king of Judah, Pekahiah the son of Menahem began to reign over Israel in Samaria, and he reigned 2 years. And he did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. He did not turn away from the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, which he made Israel to sin. And Pekah the son of Remaliah his captain conspired against him with 50 men of the people of Gilead, and struck him down in Samaria, in the citadel of the king's house with Argob and Ariah. He put him to death and reigned in his place. Now the rest of the deeds of Pekahiah and all that he did, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. In the 52nd year of Azariah king of Judah, Pekah the son of Remaliah began to reign over Israel in Samaria, and he reigned 20 years. And he did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. He did not depart from the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, which he made Israel to sin. In the days of Pekah king of Israel, Tiglath-Pileser king of Assyria came and captured Ijon, Abel-Beth-Maacah, Danoah, Kiddish, Hazor, Gilead, and Galilee, all the land of Naphtali. And he carried the people captive to Assyria. Then Hoshea the son of Elah made a conspiracy against Pekah the son of Remaliah, and struck him down and put him to death, and reigned in his place, in the 20th year of Jotham the son of Uzziah. Now the rest of the acts of Pekah and all that he did, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. In the 2nd year of Pekah the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, Jotham the son of Uzziah, king of Judah, began to reign. He was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Jerusha, the daughter of Zadok. And he did what was right in the eyes of the Lord, according to all that his father Uzziah had done. Nevertheless, the high places were not removed.
Good deal.
The people still sacrificed and made offerings on the high places. He built the upper gate of the house of the Lord. Now the rest of the acts of Jotham and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? In those days the Lord began to send Rezin the king of Syria and Pekah the
46.
son of Remaliah against Judah. Jotham slept with his fathers and was buried with his fathers in the city of David his father, and Ahaz his son reigned in his place.
7, 8.
Chapter 16.
Okay.
In the 17th year of Pekah the son of
Good
Remaliah,
deal.
Ahaz the son of Jotham, king of Judah, began to reign. Ahaz was 20 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. And he did not do what was right in the eyes of the Lord his God, as his father David had done. But he walked in the way of the kings of Israel.
Very good deal.
He even burned his son as an offering, according to the despicable practices of the nations whom the Lord drove out before the people of Israel. And he sacrificed and made offerings on the high places and
Interesante. Yes. Missing something. Okay.
So here is a very interesting picture of Jesus searching the church, distinguishing in the church among those who are holding faithfully and those who are wandering. And what he's calling on here is that Christians should not move from the truth. They should follow their Savior. They should stand firm to the end on what they are committed to.
How much do we care about truth? About truth today? Are we as concerned about false teaching and false practices in the church as Jesus is? Hi, I'm Nathan W. Bingham, and thank you for joining us for this Saturday edition of Renewing Your Mind. Jesus has very strong language in his letters to the churches in Pergamum, Thyatira, and Sardis, as error has crept in, and some are being deceived. You can study all of these letters in Revelation, in fact, the entirety of Revelation, when you request the Blessed Hope series before midnight tonight with your donation. Simply give your gift at renewingyourmind.org and we'll get the DVD set to you. Well, today, Ligonier Chairman and Teaching Fellow W. Robert Godfrey unpacks these 3 letters in the book of Revelation, and he urges us to hold fast to the revealed Word of God. Here's Dr. Godfrey.
We return now to our look at this first cycle in the book of the Revelation, the letters to the 7 churches. And we're to the 3rd letter to the church in Pergamum. And to the angel of the church of Pergamum write, the words of him who has the sharp 2-edged sword. I know where you live, where Satan's throne is. Yet you hold fast my name, and you did not deny my faith even in the days of Antipas, my faithful witness, who was killed among you, where Satan dwells. But I have a few things against you. You have some there who hold the teachings of Balaam, who taught Balak to put a stumbling block before the sons of Israel so that they might eat food sacrificed to idols and practice sexual immorality. So also you have some who hold the teaching of the Nicolaitans. Therefore repent. If not, I will come to you soon and war against them with the sword of my mouth. He who has an ear to hear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. To the one who conquers, I will give some of the hidden manna, and I will give him a white stone with a new name written on the stone that no one knows except the one who receives it. Here now we come to these 3 churches that are partly commended and partly criticized. And the church in Pergamum did face, I was going to say uniquely difficult, but certainly a very difficult situation. Pergamum was an important city, a prominent city, and it was a local Roman capital. So there was a very strong imperial presence in the city, and that put strain on the Christian community. If the civil government decided to persecute Christians, in some places they had to send out persecution letters or persecutors. But here in Pergamum, there's already a strong Roman presence and power, and so Christians were at risk. Also in Pergamum was a very large temple to Zeus. And so it was one of these cities where the presence of the pagan religion was particularly powerful economically as well as spiritually. And so there was a lot of pressure on the church in Pergamum. And that's why Jesus says to that church in verse 13 of chapter 2, I know where you live, where Satan's throne is. That may be a dual reference, both to the political power, the throne of Rome, but also Zeus was usually portrayed sitting in a throne. So here is a kind of double reference to what was going on there and the pressures that they found themselves under. And the great call then is